Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. We saved the best for last here on our final segment of the year in review, and we're joined by broadcast analyst, longtime colleague Sandy Gholston. And Sandy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. That's quite an introduction here. I'm hoping I can live up to the hype there.
Obviously, it's been a great year for the Bulldogs and a great weekend this past weekend. We'll start there. Obviously, a chance for us to call the spring game, a national championship celebration. Really can't beat what took place this past weekend.
Yeah, I think we talked about it, and we talked about it with some other people, and probably the most fun we've had calling a spring game. I mean, it was just a lot of fun, and you can tell that the community, the alumni, were just really excited about finally getting an opportunity to celebrate that national championship, the first national championship for our football team in program history. And so a lot of people were excited. We had a tailgate going. We had a good attendance inside the stadium. We had people listening in, people engaging us in social media, and it all culminated later that night with the presentation of the championship rings for that national championship.
Obviously, the championship rings presented by Coach Anise, and some great hugs for all the Bulldog players. Nice to see every player kind of come through and really show the love for the Ferris State football program.
Yeah, there was a lot of love here as we looked through some of those highlights, and you and I were there on the radio for that just awesome performance by the football team. And to see so many of those guys come back together, and just a standing ovation as the guys were introduced and they came into the ballroom at the University Center to really just kind of get that salute that they deserve from the fans, family, friends, colleagues around campus of UNI, vice presidents, President Eisler, Mrs. Eisler. It was really just a great showing and a terrific celebration for that team.
As we go back and look at the highlights of this past year, start in the fall, and obviously Ferris State football winning the national championship at the top of the list for two guys and us that have been around this program for a long time.
Yeah, you know, you come into it as a broadcaster and you wonder if you'll get a chance to get to that pinnacle to be able to call a national championship game. And you and I have had an opportunity to call 3 national championship games, 2 victories in those national championship games, and the one that we lost was by 2 points, avenged, ironically enough, against the team that beat us in 2018, Valdosta State. So it was just an awesome because I really felt glad, and I'm pretty sure you felt the same way for the guys on the team, because they missed the entire 2020 season. I mean, let that sink in, missing an entire season. Some of our other teams had an opportunity to compete, not the traditional schedules, but they got an opportunity to compete. So these guys really had to bond over an entire season that they did not get a chance to play, and for them to pull it back together, come back, and dedicate themselves to that success that they had, winning a GLIAC championship, winning a regional championship, and then winning a national championship really speaks to the character of our team.
Before we get into some of those other championships won by other teams here over the course of the year, obviously last fall had a change in leadership. Perk Weisenberger retires as the athletic director, and Steve Brocklebank comes in, and a guy that's fit in very well here right away.
Hey, he really has, and I think, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to Perk Weisenberger. He really set a great foundation, and the transition from Perk to Steve, I think, was pretty much seamless right there, and I think both guys really dedicated to championship success, doing it the right way, doing it as a family. And I think moving from Perk to Steve, I think you really just saw that this program is on a great trajectory upward, and Steve looks like he is the man poised to continue that upward trend.
The year started off with a bang. Obviously in the fall, not only the football national championship, but Ferris State volleyball winning the GLIAC South title, won the GLIAC tournament championship, and hosted the NCAA regional. Yeah,
the Bulldog volleyball team, just a tradition of excellence. Truly a tradition of excellence, and really the tear that they were on at the end of the year. I mean, they were a buzzsaw moving through that schedule at the end of the year and culminating with great success in the GLIAC tournament. You really just have to be happy for Coach and what they were able to accomplish. You know, even in the regular season as well, they just really were just dedicated and just continued to get better and better as the season went on.
One of 3 teams, I think, to win championships in the fall. Not only Bulldog volleyball, as we see the highlights right there, them winning the GLIAC tournament championship, but
awesome.
Ferris State soccer also won the GLIAC tournament championship, first time in program history, kind of building off of what they were able to accomplish last spring and winning the regular season championship.
Yeah, they had a short off season because we were right there in the spring, calling them winning their GLIAC championship in the spring, and in terms of the regular season. And when you have a GLIAC that has Grand Valley in there, you know that the competition is going to be stiff as we look at that great game in the snow right there. And then for them to come back and continued success and to continue to add pieces to the puzzle. You lose some, you add some, and they just continued that success with an awesome GLIAC tournament victory.
Not only beat Grand Valley State here in the GLIAC Tournament Championship, tied the eventual national champions a couple times over the course of the year, and really had some big memorable moments as Coach Hinson continues to build that program.
Yeah, I think Coach is doing a great job, and I think you could see the evidence of where this program has come from, where it was when it first started to where it is right now, and to be able to play Grand Valley that tough, to be able to have success at times against Grand Valley when not many other teams have, really speaks to where Coach Hinson and the commitment of that staff as well as the student athletes, where they've taken that program.
We go to the winter season, men's basketball winning the GLIAC. Once again, it seems like every year they're a team capable of winning the conference title, went on to the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Coach Bronkema got us that first national championship in 2018. And for the men's basketball team coming off of that COVID season, a non-traditional season, for those guys to really bounce back and have the kind of success that they have, as we see the great celebration right there, Scott LaCourse running across the court. It was really great to see these guys really come through and have a chance to not only have championship success, in the regular season, but also to take that into the NCAA tournament.
Certainly playing some great basketball over the course of the year, led by what was a great senior class that finished strong.
Yeah, when you look at that senior class and what they were able to do, and the great players that really were cornerstones of this team's success in different ways. And you got the steady veteran Dorian Louis, you've got the sharpshooter from outside Walt Kelser, who really expanded his game, Logan Ryan, just guys that really were dedicated to success and really continued to improve themselves and to get better and better, and as a result the team got better and better.
Shifting gears to the women's side, obviously you want to be playing your best basketball at the end of the year. They were certainly doing that, winning the GLIAC tournament for the first time ever, and certainly gave Ashland all they could handle in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, man, were they ever playing some of their best ball at the end of the year. You and I had a chance to go down there for the GLIAC tournament championship there, and you're playing Grand Valley at Grand Valley for the GLIAC tournament championship, and what a performance by the Bulldogs to really step it up and come through with just a terrific performance against easily one of the best teams in the nation. And the gift for that is to go to the NCAA tournament, play another one of the best teams in the nation, which is just evidence of how tough our region is.
Obviously some of the spring sports still going on, but been another great year here for the Ferris State Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's just terrific as we get ready to wrap up the whole thing with the spring season. But when you look at the great achievements that we've had in many sports across the board, you can't help but be not only proud of what we've accomplished, but think about it as maybe the best is yet to come.
Well, Sandy, thanks for all the time and the efforts here over the course of the year, and looking forward to what should be another great year next fall.
Yeah, thank you as well for the opportunities that we've been able to share together, and I can't wait for the fall. I'm already excited.
That'll do it for our final episode of Ferris Sports Update. Thanks for tuning in, and a reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. See you next fall.